Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. Today, I am joined by Tracy Hoth. Tracy is a 17-year veteran professional organizer and certified life coach who is on a mission to empower coaches and online business owners to reclaim their time, boost confidence, and maximize profitability through a streamlined and organized business. She's also the host of a globally ranked podcast called The Organized Coach and is the creator of Organized Coach Academy, where she helps coaches and online business owners become organized CEOs. And I thought she'd be the perfect person to talk to you all about organization. Tracy, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thanks, Heather. I'm doing great. Anytime I can talk about organizing, I get so excited.
Yes. Well, and when we were in the green room before we started recording, we were talking about how we both graduated from the life coach school. So it's so fun to have a fellow alumni on the program.
I know. It's fun to talk through. What did you experience and what impact is it having on your business? I think it was so powerful. And we both, as we talked about, we're so glad we did it.
Yes. So glad. It's the whole reason why I am doing what I'm doing. So it's very fun. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about organization. What does organization mean to you?
I think, and I like starting with this topic of what it means, because everyone in their own mind might have a picture of what they think it means, and then they compare themselves to perfection and they think, I'm not organized. So when I think about organization, I think it means that you know what you have and you can find it when you need it.
Okay.
That's it. Do you know what you have? Can you find it? Or are you spending hours looking for it and frustration and everything's a mess?
Or just buying another one.
Oh, yes. Or making duplicates or buying or creating the same worksheet for the fourth time because you can never find where you put it.
Yeah. So what do you say to people who just chronically avoid organization? Like, why is organization kind of a bad word for some people or stressful?
Well, I think it's their identity. They identify themselves as someone who's a mess, as a piler, who can't conform to what someone else tells them that organization needs to look like. And so they feel bad about it and then don't want to try, or they've tried so many times in the past to get organized and it hasn't worked. And so all of those things play into their avoiding it. But I think we need to look at what it's costing them. And if you think it's not costing you anything, then great. Go with what you have. Maybe you're more organized than you realize. But if you find that it's costing you time and you put in an appointment on your calendar and then you spend half the time looking and gathering what you need to complete that project, that's costing you. If you knew where it was, you could grab it in seconds and then get the project done. It would be great. But now, if it took a long time, now you think you're bad at time management and then you're disorganized and it's costing you your confidence and all the emotion, mental energy that goes along with it. So all of those reasons are reasons to set the project of getting your business organized and then complete that project and work on the habits to maintain it and then go from there.
Love it. What does business organization look like, or what does that even mean?
Yeah. Okay. So if we go back to the definition, it means knowing what you have and being able to find it when you need it. So in my mind, I like super simple ways to do it. And for me, I need to know where my files are. I need to be able to find information that I want, like for my clients, a worksheet, or to, give my accountant something. I need to be able to find those things quickly, or that graphic that I just designed. And then also, the other thing I think that business owners are finding a lot is links. Like, oh, I need to get my scheduling link. I need to get my brand color. I need to get, my headshot to give to someone, or the funnel links. When they're making a funnel, they have all these links, and then where are they? And it's so frustrating. So to be able to have one place where your files live, like your hub, and to be able to have one dashboard where all your links live and you can find things quickly. That's, to me, in my mind, what organizing your business means, along with the mindset of being an organized CEO and your time, like knowing what you have to do and when you have to do it. So those kinds of 5 areas are what organization in a business looks like in my mind.
Okay. What are some of the mistakes you see people who are trying to get organized? Like, what are some of the mistakes you see them making?
Well, that they try something new and then a week later forget what they're doing and then give up or move on to the next shiny thing. And that shows up too with softwares that they might be using. They see, oh, she uses this software. I need to get that. And then I've even done this and spent a whole weekend like playing with it and still not making any headway on it and then giving up. And so I just wanted to use what you have. I always even say, back when I was a professional organizer in homes and offices and stuff, shop your house first. Use what you have to organize what you have right now. And then if you want to move on to a software or move yours to a different system, you can do that. But right now, just let's get everything clear and functional and streamlined, and then we can go from there.
Yeah. I see a lot of people quick to buy extra things to help organize, or even like in softwares, like buying softwares that you
Yes.
don't really have any time to figure out how to use. So then you don't have to do the project because you don't have enough time,
Yes.
which is so frustrating, right? When you want to organize your bills or you want to organize your expenses, and then you don't do it because you don't know how to use the software that you just bought.
Yes. And then you're frustrated. Then you think you're not organized when it's no, you just went after some new thing in order to solve your problem. When I like to just keep it really simple and train your brain in the process for your very simple, like my 5 files, you're training your brain how to organize into 5 files. You're reducing all the decisions that it has to make. And it's just very clear. And you just keep practicing that everywhere you can. And then that becomes like foundational in your business and in your life. People are telling me, I'm going into my home. I'm organizing my linen closet using your steps. Now, all of a sudden,
What are the 5 files?
well, I have 5 steps to organize anything.
Okay.
And then I also, with one of the first places I would start in your business is to organize your digital files. You're going into those, you can get those, and you start to train your brain. The 5 files with that I teach people is everything in your business first either goes into home, or everything on your computer either goes into home or business. Once it's in business, it's like a flow chart. You're like, oh, comes into my computer, goes into home or business. And then once in business, there's 5 files. The first one is operations. That is like, well, you might call it admin, but it's anything behind the scenes that you're running in your business. The second one is marketing. That's anything outward that everyone else sees in your business. The third one is my content. That's anything you produce. And then education is anything anybody else produces, all the freebies and courses and certifications and all of that. And then the last one is clients. So those 5 files, literally every business I've worked with, I mean, almost 100% can make everything fit into those 5 files. Now, all of a sudden, your brain's like, oh, yeah, it's in education. Oh, that goes in my content. That's my program. It's all lives in there. You can create subfolders after that, but I just like it's so peaceful on your brain. Once you get that organized, print it out, put it behind your monitor, and just keep practicing. Now I use those 5 files in my email too. So now my email is organized. My brain's being trained in that area as well. And it's very simple.
I love that. It is nice for your brain to have like these resting spots, right? Which would be each file, like the title of each file. And you just know, okay, I don't have to think any harder or any more past these 5 things, and I can apply it to everything. So
I love the word resting spot.
yeah.
That's so good.
Because I tend to like overcomplicate things, but I also am quite organized when I make myself do it. And my
Mhm.
business is very organized. I use a system called Airtable, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but
Yeah.
it's very organized. And I need to have spaces where like I get overwhelmed easily, especially by tech. So it's like it needs to be very simple for me to use.
Yes.
And I need those spaces where my brain can just rest on knowing like I'm not going to have to dig into this too deep. It's obvious where it's at. And then I can do the thing and I can feel accomplished and not stupid about it. And I can keep going. Because I think too, when
Yeah.
someone feels a little bit like not smart enough to do it or not competent enough to do it, then you're less likely to try to complete the project because you don't see yourself as someone who can do it.
Well, I think that's a big part of it too. When people come into my programs, they're, feeling stressed because of tech, because they have 3 Gmail addresses and all their drives are mixed up together and they can't figure that out. And so, yes, sometimes, like even when I'm trying to learn something new, I love joining a program. I love having that support. I love being able to ask all the questions and then, like you said, grow that evidence that, oh, I can do this. I have the support I need. I can create these simple systems and foundations, and your whole identity changes because of it.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. Hey, MFR therapists, it's Heather Hommel, the MFR coach. If you've been loving the podcast, it's time to take the next step to make your business even better. On August 5th at 2 p.m. Central, I'm hosting a live training called Sell MFR to Anyone in Any Situation. If you've ever felt unsure how to talk about what it is that you do or how to get clients to say yes to MFR, this training is for you. And when you attend live, you'll unlock a special bonus, a private one-on-one coaching call when you join the Foundations program during our open cart week. Head to themfrcoach.com/webinar to save your spot. And don't forget, my new book, Your MFR Practice Starts Here, is now available on Amazon. It's a must read if you want to stop guessing and start building a profitable MFR practice that actually works for your life. When you get the book, you'll also get access to a free workbook and a $250 discount towards Foundations. So order that book before the webinar so you can join with that discount. Let's make this your turning point in your business, and I would love to see you on the webinar. What are some of the biggest wins some of your clients have had from going from disorganized to organized?
Okay, well, first, that they get their files in order, especially people that have ADHD or a little neurodiverse. They think they can't, but when they realize, oh, I can just use 5 simple folders, I can do that. And then they're really saying, like, I'm having fun. I'm sorting my files and I'm actually did it for 2 straight hours. It's so
Mhm.
fun. I'm like, I love that. Then we also look at the identity. And so they're now having evidence that they can get organized, that they're getting organized. Time, they used to think they're really bad at time management, but when you break it down, you use the organizing steps, you implement a really simple CEO schedule so that you know what you're doing. They sit down and now they know what they're doing, and now they can find what they need. Getting organized and thinking differently. A lot of people will say, I now am able to be more creative. I'm able to be more in flow. I can focus on my clients more. They're able to do marketing activities versus admin activities. And because they're not, wasting all that time doing those things. And now they're marketing and can actually make more connections and get more clients.
Mhm. I would also think that if your marketing is organized, you can probably repurpose stuff much easier if you have it all together versus like,
Yes.
oh, did I make a post about that thing? Do I know like my client types? And they're trying to like reinvent the wheel every time.
Right. Yeah, repurposing, finding it. Even Canva, like getting their Canva organized so they can actually find the things that they make. That's
Mhm.
like a bonus in my course is how to do that. And
Mhm.
so that's always helpful too. I think that's a place where we waste a lot of time searching, like, where did I make that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. I'm just thinking about my Canva. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to. My assistant and I were just talking about that today, but we moved it like down the list of things today because we had some other stuff. But I was like, yeah, that would be really nice if we could do that.
And when you have the 5 files, you can sort your Canva and organize it in the same way. So there's
Yeah.
another area where you already are trained to do it in this way. And now you can do it in there and everything's tied together.
Yeah. That's really nice. What do you think about, like you touched on, if you have like a neurodivergent brain or you have ADHD, like, so even people like that, even people going through menopause can organize themselves.
Yes. I know. I feel like you've grown up with all these thoughts. You've been given some of them, you've just developed them yourself. And so we have to break those thoughts apart and start building evidence to prove something new is true. And I think with different types of brains and how you work and how your business is set up, that there's a time when you test things. Like maybe this isn't exactly how you need to do it, but test it for a week or 2 or 3. You've defined that time and you test it and you're like, okay, that didn't work. And that's what people have told me too. Like, I tried this way and that didn't, but you gave me the option. Then you can work through like, okay, what's the problem there? What's the sticky point? And what do we want to try next to make sure it's going to work for how you're thinking and how your business is run and how you've done things in the past that actually have worked? Bring that forward and then create something. But testing it out is really helpful because if we don't test it and stick with it long enough, we don't really know if it works. Maybe we just haven't practiced it enough.
Right. Or if there's nothing wrong with it not working, I think I can see people landing on, well, it didn't work, so nothing is going to work. Or there's something wrong if something fails in a way, when it's
Yeah.
really just information and feedback that you can apply to your next trial that you're going to do.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. I know sometimes, like for me, I've tried all kinds of journals, all kinds of notebooks, all kinds of planners. And for me, it doesn't physically, if I have to physically write it down, it's not helpful for me. But if I physically put it in a digital calendar and I can see when it's due and when I should start working on it, that's very helpful for me. And I've just known that over the years. Like if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be in there. And I really rely on that calendar to tell me when I'm working on a project and when the project is due and like when it should be done by, I should be this far along in it. And that goes, I usually make decisions and then I just reverse engineer it into my calendar to make sure it gets done.
I love that. It's like sounds so beautiful and easy.
Yeah, and it is. It is. And it just is a matter of like sitting down, coming up with what the what are the things I got to get done? Is it a launch? For my clients, it would be, looking at their calendar. Maybe they're going to be taking time off, but they want to make sure they're fully booked in their physical practice leading up to that time off and fully booked when they come back. And this is a very, very good way for them to close gaps in their schedules and to create demand just by having that little bit of time off. So it's a matter of like looking at that 1 to 2 months in advance, deciding the dates that you're going to be gone, then really looking at who's already on your schedule that you can sell to. And do you need to come up with a special? Do you need to talk to people more, make more offers so that you fill in those spots? And 9 times out of 10, people get fully booked just doing that, just having the awareness around that they're going to have that gap in their schedule and filling it in, like deciding on purpose, this is what we're going to do.
And I think it's so powerful listening to you say that it takes a coach, it takes someone to see what we're doing, to walk us through that process. And also to know, like you've been practicing that and you know it works for you and you've been practicing it. So you're really good at it. But the rest, other people just need someone to help them walk through that and then get good at it by practicing it. So it's such a fun, it's a skill. And that's what organization is, a skill that you work through and customize and practice. And anyone can learn that no matter what your brain type is, and then you put little habits in place so that you can maintain that.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like there will be times
100%.
when you just decide not to do it and the system fails.
Well, and that's what I like to think about too. When you think about coming into your house and you drop everything on your island, it doesn't mean that you're disorganized because you have a messy island. It just means that life happened and you put stuff down on the island. If you can quickly put it away because it has a home, I think that's the key. If you can pick up quickly, get things back to like reset because everything had a home. Now, if it didn't, and you're like, I don't know where to put this, then you see where the problem is there. But I always like to say too, I consider myself organized. And if I'm 80% of the time have things cleaned up, I mean, if we scaled ourselves on 80% versus 100 to define even 70, if you're 70% of the time you can find things when you need them, then I think you're pretty organized. I think what I love helping people do is start finding the evidence that, oh no, look at that. In that area, you totally are organized. Let's bring some of those thoughts and skills over here.
Yeah. And it might spill over into changing your identity thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you never thought you could, or you never make it to appointments on time, but all of a sudden you found the system that works for you. And now 80% of the time you are on time.
Right.
Or maybe you get there 100%. Like it just really can change the trajectory of your self-esteem in a way. And also your enjoyability of like, I would much rather be on time to appointments than be late to them. Right. And so when I give myself the opportunity to show up on time, it feels better than being late. You don't have that stress. But that is something that I'm working on too, is I schedule myself very tightly. And so there are times where I'm like chronically 10 minutes late to like my workout. And I think some of it is because I just hate working out. But instead of being mean to myself about it, I'm like, you know what? At least you're showing up and you paid for the time. And if this is what it is, like you're here now.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I should work on that a little bit.
Well, if it's working, if you get there, or if you want to.
I know. Which is it? I don't know. I need to look into that a little bit. I was just listening to one of your podcast episodes and it was the 10 things to stop doing today. And I really liked that episode because it wasn't adding things on. It was like literally stop doing these things. And I was like,
yes,
nice. It's like permission to stop. Do you want to talk about some of those things?
Well, I have to tell you this because right before I got on with you, I checked my email and there was an email from a client who said, she goes, I just had to tell you this. I listened to that episode and I was about to print it out. And then I thought the first one was like, stop printing because now you have more paper you have to deal with.
Yes.
But she was like, I literally was going to stop so I would remember the 10 things to stop doing. I said, okay, so did you print it? And she goes, no, I just wrote it down.
Yeah. Or you could just listen to it again.
Exactly. Or I also like just trust that you will take one thing from that and you will remember, like trust that you'll get what you need from it versus having to print stuff out and make copies.
So funny. I'll make sure we link up that episode too. So if people are curious about it, they can go directly to that episode.
Yeah. But doesn't that feel good? We could stop doing stuff, even stop making, things so complicated. That's a good one.
I thought though that I was being more organized by printing things out until I heard that. And I was like, you know what? That's so true. I'm just looking at this pile of papers that I have next to me. I'm like, I'm never going to look at these again. But it's like so funny that I have the idea, like if I print it out, I'm going to do the thing or it's going to be helpful later when I could just put it in a file on my computer or take a screenshot of it
or add it for you, add it to your calendar if you want to read it or whatever.
Yeah.
Funny. I know, but it is. And I think a lot of it's just habit that we just do it automatically versus just stopping. Even if we just stop and ask ourselves, okay, will I read this? What is the chance that I am going to take action on this once I print it? Because if I print it, I am now going to have something else I have to deal with and put away or find or go through a year later. And so could I just add it to a list, put the link of where it is on my computer and make an appointment or put it on a future to-do list or something. So you're still, where it is and you can find it when you need it, but it's just not in physical form yet.
Yeah, that's so good. Cause it's like that physical stuff that piles up. I'm just looking at all of my papers that's like creates this whole other like stressful moment or moments. Like as much as I avoid picking it up, like I wait until stuff's sliding off my desk. And I should probably put all of this stuff away.
Yes. Well, if you know where the home is, like you have homes for it.
I do.
Maybe.
Some of it is like credit card statements. Like I just need to log in and make sure these quit coming to me in the mail because I don't need it.
Yes. And we just put that off and put it off.
Yeah. So I'm going to make myself a note, everybody, and I'm going to try to stop those credit card statements.
I used to teach a lot more on paper, which one of my programs, you get the bonus, like how to organize your office, like a mini course. But I used to teach on paper. So there is a site, a page on my website that has resources for organizing your paper. One of the best things you can do, it's like forget the name of it. I'll send you the link. You can put it in the notes, but
Sure.
You can submit your name, and I think you do have to give your social, but you opt out of all credit card offers. So just reducing the amount of stuff. Same with your email, like unsubscribing from things. The less stuff you have coming in, the less you have to deal with. The less stuff you buy, the less stuff you print, all of that. So like reduce.
Yeah. And going through and like deleting emails too. I like to do that every so often. I just open it up and I have like a spam email account.
Yeah.
Some things in there like I do need. So I should probably just forward those to my regular email. And maybe I don't ever even have to check that email. It's just for signing up for freebies.
I know. That's what the freebie account or the coupon account or whatever. Everybody has those accounts, but to keep them really separate for sure.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Or to decide, I'm never going to use coupons again, or I'm never going to sign up for a freebie unless I'm going to take action on it in the next week. But again, all those things are so tempting. They're just so shiny and we think they're going to solve our problems.
Yeah. So funny. Okay. What else would you like people to know about organization and the value that it can bring to their businesses and their lives?
Just that it's possible. And the other thing I've been talking about recently is to put it as a project. Don't think like I'm going to be organizing for the rest of my life. Think of organizing your business like, let's say, a 12-week project where you're going to go all in, get the foundation set up, and then you're going to be done. And yes, you're going to have to maintain, or you're going to put little habits in place. You're going to see where you need those and where to change what you're doing. But to think of it that there is a start and end date, and then be all in on that, learn what you need, test, and get it done so that it's not this, I need to get organized, but I don't have time to do it. Just decide Q3, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to get it done.
Yeah, I think that's a good goal to have. It's really nice too. What I've found from being more organized is like feeling accomplished when I do the thing, when I do the habit that I've set up and I can easily have it done. One area where this is like in my bookkeeping. I've always hired a bookkeeper because I've never had the system to go back and do my own bookkeeping, but I have one now from being in a program that I'm in, and I've consistently done that work every month. And so I no longer need to pay for a bookkeeper. Like I could get rid of that if I wanted to. That's going to save me like $600 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you've slowly done that system and practiced it, had it on your calendar and did it.
Yeah. And I'm still practicing it. Like there's a part of me that's like, well, what if I get lazy and I don't do this? So I haven't yet canceled the bookkeeping because I don't want to lose my records. But I think after like 1 or 2 more months of making this a real habit and really understanding how this spreadsheet works, I'll be able to just get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's fun in that we can make those choices then about how we want to spend our money, and what tasks we want to delegate and keep and where it's important to us. And for a time that served you well and it was really good. And now you're choosing something else.
Now I can do it. So it's kind of fun. And it's not like a burden. It's like easy and it helps me inform my decisions that I'm going to make for my business and my budgeting and all of that stuff. And then I can see like, I can pay myself extra this month because I'm doing it myself. So
that's right. Pay for your time that you're spending.
Yeah. I wonder too, like, what is the cost of not being organized in your business? Like, where are you having reoccurring expenses that you don't need? Where are you overspending on your website, or where are you overspending on some technology that you're not really using?
And things like that people might not think of. So I love on my business dashboard it's a Google Sheet that I run my business out of, and I teach people how to do that. But one of the tabs we have in there is monthly expenses or software expenses. So you can just open that up, glance through, am I using everything? And you have it all right in front of you. But another place is, for example, a client was paying to, I think they were getting like a redesign or something, and they weren't getting the information because they couldn't find it or because they weren't making decisions and getting that back to the person. So it was costing more just because they were not getting the stuff that person needed. So things like that end up costing you more. I mean, a lot of it is your nervous system and being stressed. One client was saying she has a team and they need stuff. She's like spending 50% of her time searching for stuff to get to her team.
Yeah.
All of that time when she could be creating new content or writing a book or doing something else, but she's stressed out because she's trying to get her team. So she's paying her team and they're sitting there waiting for her to get them stuff. So there's another example of what it's costing you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you don't know what your policies and your procedures are, and you're like, for my clients, someone calls and cancels last minute, but you don't have a policy and procedure. So you just lose that client and you don't have time to fill it. So you lose the money, right?
Yes.
But if you had clear policies and procedures, you would have had something in place that would prevent that from happening altogether, or you'd still get paid for it and you have a way to enforce it. That's all part of being organized with your policies and procedures too.
Right.
Yeah. It really does cost money not to be organized.
Yes. Yes, for sure. But it's something that sometimes is so easily pushed off.
Yeah.
That's why I think you have to make a decision. You're going to work on it and do it, and know that in your mind, there's a stopping point, like there's a deadline so that you can feel like it's worth the effort and be in on it.
Yeah. It doesn't have to take you 3 months to get organized. It could take you 3 hours.
Or 3 years. It doesn't have to take you 3 years or the rest of your life.
Yeah. For sure. Tell that to my Tupperware drawer. I actually don't have Tupperware, but I have like a lot of like glass containers, for leftovers. But it's like, I'm not even a leftover person. So why do we have those?
Oh, I love leftovers we just were talking in our family about how we need more glass like glass containers. We kind of we have some lasting plastic ones, and we're like, no, we want to get all fresh glass ones or an additional
with
set
the locking
of them.
lids.
Yes. So we were just talking about that. I think last night my husband went to Costco and he was like, I forgot to check on the glass containers.
I know. We tend to want to buy one of those every time we go to Costco. And then I'm like,
but you're not leftover person.
We are not leftover people. Like, we save everything, but then it's like you're just saving it and then throwing it out. And then you got to wash the dish,
Oh, for sure. And there's a good example before you bring it in your house.
Yeah.
Also know, does it have a home? Is there a place for it to live? Same with your computer. You're bringing something in. Is there a place for this to live? Do I have a home for it? Am I going to use it? Am I going to love it?
So funny. Yeah. I'm going to be thinking about these glass containers and what their purpose is. If I cleaned out that drawer, I think I might have more happiness in my life.
That's true. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. I might
We know what you'll be doing.
Yeah. Might spend some time there this afternoon cleaning that up. Okay. Well, why don't you tell people where they can find you? Maybe a little bit about how they would work with you if they wanted to.
Yes, my website is simplysquaredaway.com, and that has all the information on there on the front page. I work with people one-on-one. So if someone's not a course person or not a program, they just want customized to their business, I do that. And then I have Organized Coach Academy, which is a kind of a hybrid. I help you get organized. There's 6 modules we go through, and I have a call once a month for you to have, and it's lifetime access right now. So it's a great deal. And then I also do life. I've been doing Organized Life Academy this is the 5th year, and we kind of declutter different areas of our home and our life and implement routines in that. So all the areas of organization.
And you don't have to be a coach to work with you, like someone that brick and mortar business.
Right. I have a lot of online business owners that are
Okay.
in the program as well because they have a computer and they need to find things. It's just the same. So it does work. And that's what's nice about it is you have a private community where you can ask questions and you can come to the call and customize it if you have specific questions for your business.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here today. This has been a great discussion. And I love, sharing with my audience tips and tricks and ways where they can feel better in their business and in their lives. So really appreciate you being here.
I love it, Heather. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, perfect. All right, everybody. We will see you on another episode of the MFR Coaches Podcast. Thank you so much for joining. Bye. Thanks for listening to the MFR Coaches Podcast. If you're ready to grow your myofascial release practice, make sure to sign up for my next free training. These live webinars are designed to help you take real steps towards building a fully booked, profitable business. You can save your seat and find the latest dates at themfrcoach.com/webinar. And if you're looking for more support, the Foundations program is now open year-round. Inside, you'll get coaching, tools, and community to help you get fully booked and stay that way without burning out. One last thing before you go. My brand new book, Your MFR Practice Starts Here, is now available. It's a must-read for any MFR therapist who wants to build a business that actually works. You can grab your copy on Amazon and get your companion guide by going to themfrcoach.com/book. Start implementing right away. I'll see you in the next episode.